Welcome to this week's episode of the You Tell Me Show. This week, we're going to give you some updates regarding the Student Loan Debt Forgiveness Program, the conviction of the leader of the Oath Keepers and one of his top confidants. We'll have our moment in Black history, as well as our Man Stop Playing moment of the week. Don't forget to press that sponsorship button so we can continue to give you our content. This is Professor Kaz, and without further ado, welcome to the You Tell Me Show. How you gonna sit on the sideline to be your own boss, make up your own mind? Find time to shine and uplift. My brothers and sisters co-shooting the gift. This world is in an uproar and it's time for us to break down the door. Stand up in equality, now fight for yours. Man, you tell me. And you tell me. And you tell me. And you tell me. And you tell me. Welcome to the You Tell Me Show, the show where we discuss some of the most interesting topics from the previous week. That's the You Tell Me Show featuring Professor Kaz. Welcome to the You Tell Me Show. A few months back, we all heard of the student loan forgiveness bill introduced by President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. About 26 million of us applied for it, and then for some reason it was put on hold while going through appeals court to be blocked altogether. Yeah, you guessed it. It was a collection of Republican-led states who argued on Wednesday that the Supreme Court should keep President Joe Biden's student debt forgiveness policy on hold while the litigation around it plays out, pointing to the fact that the Biden administration has extended its pause on student loan payments. The Republican states, which have already obtained an appeals court order blocking the implementation of the controversial program, said the extension showed that there would be no harm inflicted by the court order being left in place. The Department of Education can point to no emergency or imminent harm because just a few days ago, the agency extended the payment pause on student loans until the summer of 2023. So it looks like you won't have to pay any payments until at least August of next year. The Republican states accused President Biden and his administration of relying on the COVID-19 pandemic as a pretext to mask the president's true goal of fulfilling his campaign promise to relay student loan debt. Now, my response to that is so. The people trying to block this relief are a bunch of rich folks who don't have to worry about loan debt anyway. They don't have any, so it doesn't even pertain to them. The policy was set to begin going into effect earlier this fall, but was blocked by the 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in a lawsuit brought on by Nebraska, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, and South Carolina. I happen to live in one of them states, and they all need to be ashamed of themselves. They claim that in rolling out the program, Department of Education Secretary Miguel Cardona went beyond the authority he has under the law to cancel individual debts. They also argue that the department violated administrative law in how it launched the policy. What boggles my mind is this. If the people in your states have more money in their pockets, they spend more money in your local business sectors, which happens to help your state's economy. They don't even care about the money it's going to bring by people having more money to spend. They just want to keep everyone in their place. I don't know. You tell me.
Can't count the times that you made a way for me. Can't count the times that you have protected me. Can't count the times that you brought me out. If I could, I know I would tell everybody that I'm blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. provided for me. Can't count the times that you have gave me food to eat. Can't count the times that I could have been gone, but you allowed me to live on, and I'm blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. If I had 10,000 tongues, couldn't tell it all, 'cause you brought me through it all. So many things you done for me. You opened doors that I could not see, and I'm blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. Say, I am blessed, yeah. I am blessed. Say, I am blessed. Say, I am blessed. Say, I am blessed, yeah. 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 I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed.
In a landmark jury verdict, Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes and a subordinate Kelly Meggs were found guilty of seditious conspiracy and other charges in what the Justice Department said was a plot to keep Trump in power after his 2020 defeat. The convictions for a rarely prosecuted offense delivered justice over a constitutional outrage, laid down a deterrent to future coup instigators, and showed to the legal system we can reinforce accountability for assaults on democracy. They reinforced the narrative that the U.S. Capitol insurrection was not simply a too exuberant protest that spilled over, but a pre-planned bid to overthrow the government, the Constitution, and the will of the voters. The verdict came as Special Counsel Jack Smith presses ahead with investigations into the ex-president, including the January 6th insurrection. On that front, Trump's former close aide, Stephen Miller, testified to the grand jury on that matter, according to CNN. After 7 weeks of testimony, Rhodes and Meggs were both convicted of seditious conspiracy and obstructing an official proceeding. 3 other defendants were found guilty of a range of other charges related to the insurrection in the vindication of the Department of Justice's response to the attack on democracy. Moving right along, a federal judge in Washington, D.C. on Monday said that Donald Trump doesn't have absolute immunity, as the former president claimed he should, in response to a lawsuit in its early stages related to Trump's actions around the 2020 presidential election. Civil rights groups have sued Trump for trying to disenfranchise voters. While Trump's lawyers argue he can't be held liable in civil lawsuits because of immunity around the presidency, Judge Emmett Sullivan of the D.C. District Court on Monday disagreed. Sullivan is simply allowing the NAACP and the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization to rewrite their lawsuits against Trump. The judge hasn't determined yet whether Trump is actually liable for what they claim. Sullivan said Trump's political conduct wouldn't be part of his official duties, giving him less legal protection than he actually thinks. If the former President Trump disrupted the certification of the election, the vote count, or as plaintiffs have alleged here, such actions would not constitute executive actions in defense of the Constitution. For these reasons, The court concludes that former President Trump is not immune from monetary damages in this suit. You can run, but you can't hide from justice, because it's coming soon. President Trump continues to spread false claims about the 2022 elections and continues in an attempt to pressure officials into nullifying the election results. Plaintiffs extensively allege the efforts of the former president and his allies as recently as March of 2022 to get state officials to overturn the election results, to endorse and provide financial support to candidates for office who supported his false claims of election fraud, all while fundraising for the 2024 presidential election. These allegations are perhaps the opposite of what the Trump defendants termed vague suggestions of fear and intimidation. Others, in addition to the civil rights group, have sued Trump related to the January 6th insurrection. A separate but similar set of cases is currently before the Federal Appeals Court in Washington, D.C., where Trump is arguing he has absolute immunity from actions he took while serving as president. The arguments in that case are scheduled for next week. I don't know. You tell me. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Up next is our Man Stop Playing moment of the week. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. Let's look at idiot number 1. She was caught orange-handed. Man, stop playing. A woman was busted for a home invasion in Oklahoma, thanks in part to Cheetos dust found in her teeth, authorities allege. Man, stop playing. Sharon Carr was arrested on a first-degree burglary charge after allegedly committing the dangerously cheesy act Friday at a home in Tulsa. Man, stop playing. Cops said they arrived at the home that night where a mom of 2 young kids had called 911 to report that another lady had pried a screen off of her window and had gotten inside. Man, stop playing. The snack-loving sneak had already fled, but cops say they found a bag of Cheetos and a bottle of water on the floor near the open window. Man, stop playing. A few seconds later, however, Carr allegedly emerged from the shadows, and police told news station KTUL. The mom ID'd her as the invader, and the bust was further cemented when they found the incriminating orange snack residue still stuck in her teeth. Man, stop playing. I told you can't make this stuff up. Cops think she dropped the bag while making her escape. That just goes to show you a good reminder that Cheetos dust can be pretty hard to get rid of. Man, stop playing. Now, moving right along, we're going to go to idiot number 2. An Austrian man just earned himself a 3-year sentence for the vicious crime of giving someone the wrong tattoo. A 21-year-old woman strolled into his tattoo shop with the hopes of getting a yin and yang symbol. What she got instead was a penis permanently drawn on her body, along with a popular word that begins with an F. While miscommunication often plays a part in tattoo mishaps, this is definitely not one of those situations. The woman described exactly what she was looking for, and the tattoo artist even drafted up a preview showing it to her before drawing what was supposed to be that same image on her body. Simple, right? Apparently not. When she arrived home and took a peek under her fresh bandage, she then realized that she had been given something that she didn't ask for. That's when she reported the incident to the police. If you find yourself asking, why would he do such a thing? So did the authorities, as his response was, just because. In addition to his 3-year sentence, he will also reportedly be placed in a center for the mentally abnormal offenders. Man, stop playing. This has been your Man Stop Playing Moment of the Week.
Think about the things that I'm going through, and Lord, how you brought me out. You are my all and all. Words can't express the way that I'm feeling, Lord. I've got to give you praise. You are my all and all. You are my all. Yes, you are. You are my all. My all and all. You are my all. You are my all. You are my all. My all and all. Lord, I bless your name. Same. I'm here just to proclaim that you are my all and all. Lord, down at your feet is where I want to be. Take your hand, anoint me, Lord. You are my all and all. You're my all, yeah. Yes, you are. My all, my all and all.
Welcome back to the show. Up next is our moment in Black history. Arthur Barnett Spingarn was an American leader in the fights for civil rights of African Americans. He was born into a well-to-do Jewish family. His older brother was the educator Joel Elias Spingarn, and his nephew was Federal Trade Commission Commissioner Stephen J. Spingarn. He graduated from Columbia College in 1897 and from Columbia Law School in 1899. Spingarn was one of the few white Americans who decided in the 1900s decade to support the radical demands for racial justice being voiced by W.E.B. Du Bois, in contrast to the gradualist views of Booker T. Washington. He served as head of the legal committee of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and was one of its vice presidents from 1911. He interrupted his legal career to serve for several years as a United States Army captain in the Sanitary Corps during World War I and protested racial discrimination treatment of African Americans in the U.S. military. He was very interested in furthering the cause of civil rights and improving the condition of Black Americans. He succeeded his brother Joel as president of the NAACP in 1940 when the legal arm of the organization was spun off into the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund and served as the NAACP's president until 1965. Spingarn avidly amassed collections. One of them was of books, newspapers, manuscripts on the Black American experience worldwide that was unique in its depth, breadth, and quality. He sold it to Howard University, where it was incorporated into the renamed Moreland Spingarn Research Center, the largest and most valuable research library in America for the study of Black life and history. He died at home in New York City on December 1st of 1971. At his memorial service, he was eulogized by Associate Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall and Roy Wilkins, Executive Director of the NAACP. Buell C. Gallagher, retired president of the City College of New York, called him the rallying center of the aggressive forward movement of the NAACP. Arthur Barnett Spingarn, a true pioneer in the American Civil Rights Movement. We'll be right back. We've come to the end of another episode of the You Tell Me Show. This week, we went over some updates regarding the Student Loan Debt Forgiveness Program, the conviction of the leader of the Oath Keepers and one of his top confidants, our moment in Black history, and our Man Stop Playing moment of the week. Look for interviews with Charlie Hustle and DJ Greg Nice coming soon. They have a project in store, and I can't wait to get that information out to you. I want to thank you, our listeners, and our sponsors, for without you, it wouldn't be possible for us to bring you our content. Look for the You Tell Me Show on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. Until we meet again, this is Professor Kaz saying peace and love from the You Tell Me Show. How you gonna sit on the sideline to be your own boss, make up your own mind? Find time to shine and uplift my brothers and sisters co-shooting the gift. This world is in an uproar and it's time for us to break down the door. Stand up in equality, now fight for yours, man, you tell me. And you tell me. And you tell me. And you tell me. And you tell me. Welcome to the You Tell Me Show, the show where we discuss some of the most interesting topics from the previous week. That's the You Tell Me Show featuring Professor Kaz.